Hey y'all, it's Nay. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. Today we're here to talk about the most recent Aftersun episode. I think this is Aftersun episode 3. So Love Island USA season 8, episode 22. I don't know why they don't consider Aftersun something different, but nevertheless, we're here for the episode that happened after the recoupling for Casa Amor. Before I get started, guys, I want to say that I recently hit 9K on my channel, which is insanity. 9K is like a number that's not real to me. It always grinds my gears when YouTubers say, I started with 0 subscribers, like duh. Even if you start with a following already from other platforms, you're still starting from 0 on YouTube. So everybody starts at 0. So I don't want to say that, but I don't know. I just never really saw myself getting here. I will say that for sure. But that was the old me. The new me sees myself getting here and beyond. And I do have to give a huge shout out to Chris and Blair over at It Takes Two. Y'all know how much they show up. They show up for everyone in the community. They have always been, well, you know, since they've known me, they've always been supporters of my channel, what I'm doing over here. Constantly giving me shout outs. The love is mutual. I'm always in their comments. I love their takes. I love their 2 takes. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to C as well. Y'all know we do live streams together. We definitely have, you know, a little friendship going. So it's I have to give love to my community and just the support that I have of other creators in this space. I love my people. I love being surrounded by my people, even if we might not be on the same page about what we think about things all the time. I just love feeling that energy from my fellow creators and from the community that I am building on YouTube as well. I love y'all. I don't always agree with y'all either, but we here to have conversation, and as long as you keep it respectful, you will continue to do that. If you don't keep it respectful, you'll never see my channel again. Because you're gonna be blocked. But yeah, I just want to thank y'all for rocking with me, especially through this long Love Island season. I will say, I do have some things planned for 10K. Whenever that happens, I have some things planned. Not gonna get into it now, but coming soon. The faster you subscribe, the faster I'll get there. But yeah, I just want to say thank y'all. This is actually incredible. Like, it's such a big number. It's such a big number. So thank y'all. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, some of y'all about to be mad at me. Tefi said, oh, it was so nice to see Aniya getting treated like the snack that she is.
Aniya being picked up by Key. Girl, he was doing them deep squats with her.
So nice to see my girl be treated like the snack that she is.
That was...
I'm like this.
Didn't y'all hear Aniya say that she didn't want to be treated like a snack? She was a slow burn. She wasn't trying to let Casey treat her like a snack. And then we had this, what I felt like was a way too long segment about Bryce and Trinity. And how it was so sweet that they were crying for each other while in Casa. Where are Bryce's tears? I have yet to see tears. I see a little water trying to form in his eyes, but tears... have not seen them. Now, to Bryce's credit, Sydney did say...
every night we're in bed, he's like, God, I miss Trinity. And I'm like...
And that's all well and good. I believe that he said that. But what y'all need to understand about me when it comes to Bryce is that I think he's trying to win this game. I think he has been trying to win this game for a very long time. The moment that him and Zach realized they were bestie, Zach told him, look, I'm trying to get this 100K. And Bryce said, I'm in on that. And I think that Bryce and Trinity are together trying to win the game. So when I hear that he's saying things like that, yeah, he might have said it, but I don't think that he meant it. I think that's all a part of the chess pieces that he's setting up in order to place himself for the win in a couple of weeks. Because I don't believe that he likes her, and I have stood 10 toes down on this since day 1, basically. I said neither of them like each other, and I still believe that. And now I feel like production is trying to get them to win too. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, Nicolandria has been extremely profitable for this franchise. Not in the sense that they have them coming on other shows, because I don't believe that they were on the, what is it, Beyond the Villa? I don't know what it's called because I don't watch it. I don't believe they were on that, but that couple has been very profitable for Love Island because people love them outside of the show. So that makes more people want to watch the show and root for that again. Love Island knows very well that that plays well. I've been saying that Bryce and Trinity are running on the interracial ticket. Y'all just don't want to hear it. So y'all about to give them this win. I think they're winning this show, and I think y'all played yourselves and y'all allowed yourselves to get played. But if that's what y'all want to go out as, that's y'all. I know what I believe. I think that the Love Island franchise, Peacock, is making bank off of Nicolandria. And I believe that they're going to try to produce a Nicolandria every single season moving forward if they can. And then Ciara says this.
Bryce said something that was very mature. He was like, I'm willing to stand on it. And if I look stupid, then I look stupid. But I'm willing to like show up.
And it's like, yeah, girl, he's 30 years old. He should be mature at his big age. And then they said something that I thought was very strange.
Trinity saw her first white dick ever.
And every girl has to go through that.
I just feel like that is such a rite of passage.
How is it a rite of passage for Trinity to see her first white? Like, what does that mean? As someone who has dated interracially, what does that mean? Why is that a rite of passage? I thought that was such a weird thing to say. I don't know. I thought that was a very strange, it's a rite of passage. Is it? I would never, that's I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I thought it was a weird thing to say. They do say this, though, about KC, and I think it's absolutely true.
He has tried to express to Aniya that he does want to explore other connections. She wasn't really trying to hear that. Like, she was getting mad about the same things all over again. It's like, Soul's not in the villa now, Aniya. You gotta move on about this.
And I believe that this is something that a lot of KC haters are being willfully ignorant about. Y'all saw how that played out. Y'all know that Aniya wasn't letting the soul was long gone. Aniya was still talking about it. Y'all want to talk about KC needs to let go of the door situation and not being chose? Some of y'all right now to this day weren't picked by someone in high school, and y'all are 40 years old and still pissed about it. But you want him to let go of something that happened 2.5 weeks ago. Let's be serious. One thing that they did that I love is that they showed us a little bit of the guy's side of the recoupling. I think KC gives a very nice speech when he's talking about how he's going to bring TT back.
I feel like in the past I've put others' feelings over my own, and I can't keep going for that shit. She makes me feel at home. She makes me feel confident. She makes me laugh. She's pretty.
One thing that I do want to point out about Casey's speech to TT, though, he did tell TT that she feels like home, and I'm quite sure that he's told Aniya that before, and if he is telling both of them the same thing, then that is a little weird. I don't think he should be using the same lines on two different women. I'm going to confirm that he said that to Aniya, though. I think I know which scene I remember him saying it in, so I'll try to remember to confirm that by tomorrow's video. Zach has a very strange start to his speech.
We're going to hold some cool memories together when we all met half naked. And whatever that sex orgy was.
And then Sincere gives his speech, and of course he starts talking about fucking Sincere. He starts talking about some story about how he's a warrior and you need to fight for his shield. I don't know what the hell he was saying. Y'all know he be getting into it and he just be saying stuff sometimes. But the point that I want to get to with Sincere's segment is that when Sincere said, "Hey, I'm going back to the villa alone," he sits down on the couch. Zach leans over to him and whispers, and I think that's important because y'all are okay when other people do what's best for them. When Bryce did what he felt was best for him and he decided not to explore, y'all said, "Good job, Bryce. Good on you for choosing to stick with Trinity and sticking beside her. That was a decision you made for you and you're a couple." But when KC says, "I made my decision to recouple with TT for myself," y'all are up in an uproar about the fact that he made a decision. This is his life, like he said. And it's not just y'all. The people in the villa who have seen everything play out, most things play out, also said it. Trinity was like, "Oh, what do you mean it's a decision for you?" Aniya even said, "Oh, it's a decision for you." Yeah, girl, it's a decision for him. Like, you should have made a decision for yourself. Y'all, don't get me started. Y'all already know. Don't get me started. It is a decision for him. And I'm glad that he made that decision for him. I am I don't know what it's called in scientific terms. I'm a very understanding and logical person. I try to be very logical in all aspects of my life. Like, I like things, I've said this so many times. I like things to have order. Everything, I don't know. I probably got a little bit of autism. I definitely have ADHD. It could also be that. I'm diagnosed with that. But I just need things, make it make sense for me. When something applies to one person, it should apply to every single person. If y'all are giving Bryce the grace to choose for himself, Trinity the grace to choose for herself, she kissed. She didn't stay super loyal. She kissed somebody. Y'all gave her the grace, said, okay, she's exploring a little. Zach is giving Sincere grace to choose for himself. If that applies to them, why doesn't it apply to KC? I literally can't understand. The way that my brain is wired doesn't allow me to understand that, because if you are thinking logically, you cannot logically arrive at that point. That's kind of one of the reasons that, like, racism doesn't make sense to me, and the reason that I don't argue with racist people, because I think that you are just not a logical person. Because how are you afraid of a color? You know what I mean? Like, that logic, like, logically, when you use your brain to think about that, that does not make sense. You cannot dislike someone for being brown. Like, does that not sound stupid to you? Like, in my brain, that sounds dumb. So, like, there are just some things that I can't, like, if it doesn't make sense to me logically, I'm gonna have a hard time grasping it. And maybe that is a flaw with me. Maybe that is something I should be able to do. But alas, it's just not the way that my brain is wired. I don't know. During the Casa recoupling, you know, as they're hugging and saying their goodbyes, we see Amora looking at Sincere, and she was finally looking at him like the liar that he is. And the liar that she already knew he was coming into Casa, because she'd already been watching it. And actually, she did touch on this. When we see her sit down for her interview, she says,
"Had interest in Zach and Caleb."
Damn.
Sincere was not in my top only because after the Soul situation, like, he just just shot to the bottom.
Right to the floor.
And I got pulled for a chat, guys. I got pulled for a chat.
And I think that this points to something that C said. I think he said it last night in our live stream. He said, when you go to Casa Amor, you really have to kind of lock in with whoever is gravitating towards you. And I said that makes sense because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're not with this person who you had a little bit of a spark with, then what you gonna be by yourself? Like, so that's kind of how Sydney ended up in that, whatever that was with Bryce, because they just gravitated towards each other, even if on a basic level. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio. If everybody else is already coupled up, then you kind of have to stay with that person. But yeah, Sincere wasn't even on her list. She said he got bumped down to the bottom of that list when he had that back and forth with Soul. They also show us the guys as soon as they get dumped and they're sitting in the waiting room. And of course, they're talking about the big explosion that just happened during the recoupling. And Carl says this about the KC situation.
I don't think it's the fact that he brought another girl in. I think it's how he brought her in.
But for me, again, it's like, how else was he supposed to do it? He went to Casa, he met someone, he brought her back. That's the show. And then he also said, well, he actually changed his mind. At one point he said it was the things that Casey said. And then he said, well, it's not what he said, it's how he said it.
Brought her in and like what he was saying. It's not what he said, it's almost how he said it.
Y'all need to pick one for me. Y'all don't know what it is. That's my point. Y'all don't know what it is about Casey that y'all don't like. You just don't like him. They don't really say much else, in my opinion. We also see the two ladies, Sydney and Amora, having a conversation after they've been dumped. And Sydney says,
I honestly feel like he made the choice for Melanie, and he might be a little scared of her.
and I absolutely agree with her. I said many episodes ago that I think Sincere is afraid of Melanie. Sydney also mentioned something that I hope they show Melanie on movie night.
When you're with Sincere, he makes you feel like the only girl in the world. He's super
Right.
affectionate. You know, the things that girls eat up at. Like, he makes you feel that.
Also, they told us movie night is coming back. And it's going to be closed by the time I get this up. But they said for an hour, we're going to be able to go to the Love Island USA comment section and let them know what you wanted to see on movie night. I checked the comments. Of course, it's a bunch of KC stuff. Nothing about how Bryce been lying to people this whole season. Nothing about how Aniya was also calling him a grandpa. None of that. It's just all show KC, show KC. Selective memory, what you lot. I don't know what to say. Nevertheless, we are getting movie night. They said it's close. So I have a feeling that it's coming up early next week. I would say mid next week, but Wednesday there's no show. So we're probably going to get it Monday or Tuesday night. Fingers crossed. Sydney also gave us some tea from her side about when she was kissing KC.
He did throw me in a bed and kiss me, but
Okay, what was your reaction?
I wanted to spread my legs.
Really could have kept it because I did not need to know that. I think she's going to have her a time if she ends up back in the villa. And I voted for Amora. But now I actually want to see Sydney and Carl go back in the villa because they shared a kiss on the couch of Aftersun. Now, I don't know if Carl's low-key kind of just a really nice guy. So maybe he just kissed her because he could tell she was into kiss. She had her arm all wrapped around him. She's attracted to that man. I don't know what the situation is there. Maybe they did have a conversation. Maybe they do like each other. I think Carl said he liked Amora, though.
Yeah, honestly, when Amora walked in, I mean, she carried herself with a lot of confidence when she walked in. And we didn't get to talk too much, but she is very pretty.
Carl likes black women, no doubt in my mind. It's not like I'm questioning that with him. They also finally gave us insight on how the hell they keep their mouths clean during all those very disgusting kissing challenges.
We have breath spray.
A lot of breast
We're passing that shit around.
Yeah.
Chapstick on.
And that's about it for Aftersun. I think this was a pretty good episode, especially that we got to see some of the unseen bits. I know they used to do a full episode of unseen bits. I think that's what they used to do on Sundays, but I don't really remember. Y'all know I'm fairly new to this show. So yeah, I think it was a good episode. More or less. I can't wait for movie night. I'm so happy it's been confirmed. And I'll see y'all here tomorrow, girl. And until then, I'm gonna get this edited up and I'm gonna go enjoy my, what day is it? Saturday? My Saturday. Okay, bye!